Hi everybody, I'm Frank O'Brien and welcome to robertfranciswine.ie. And today we're reviewing a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc from Nelson, which is in the north tip of the South Island. And specifically I'm reviewing the Greenhough 2006 Sauvignon Blanc. This wine is imported and sold in Thomas Woodbury's, the Claddagh Fruit Company import the wine, so it's one that's imported directly by Galway. And I'm very excited to try it. I've never had it before, and Nelson is a wine region that's very close to Marlborough, so a lot of the characteristics and that we like in Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc should hopefully be present here today. So let's get straight into the wine. You might have noticed I'm back tasting with the stemless glasses again today. I know that they weren't necessarily the most popular with everybody, but this is the stemless Sauvignon Blanc glasses that I got as a present, so I couldn't resist trying them with the Sauvignon Blanc. So as you can see, there's a nice lemony watercolour to this wine, a slight green tinge to it as well, but it does have a very nice colour to it. Good aromatics to this wine now, they're already coming out of the glass here at me. It's a bit more tropical fruity on the nose, so a bit more passion fruity and perhaps the slightest touch of mango, but it does have that slightly richer tropical fruit style to it, more so than a garden pea, nettle, grassy characteristic that we've come to know and love in New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc has really just dominated the Irish market for the past number of years, eclipsing everything. Once people stopped drinking Chardonnay and needed to find something else, they went straight onto the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc boat, and in the famous words of Mugatu from Zoolander, it's a hot potato right now. So it really is still up there, and it's, perhaps at the moment places like Rueda and Albarino in Spain and some Vinho Verde in Portugal, maybe in a number of years' time might start to challenge it, but it really is still the most popular white wine grape varietal in Ireland today. So again, lovely nose to this wine. And those tropical flavours that I mentioned on the nose come through on the palate. There's some nice passion fruit, a little touch of, I'm getting a little touch of mango. There is some herbaceousness in the background. I'm getting fennel, particularly evident to me. The finish is a little short. I would have expected perhaps something a bit longer. It kind of Casper the Ghost on you. It's kind of gone just as you expect it to really hit in and go. Really just disappear, which is a bit disappointing. I would have expected better from a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, to be honest. But otherwise, the palate is quite nice. It's balanced. There's good acidity. But the length could be better for me. Let's give it another go. Yeah, finish really doesn't deliver for me. I reviewed some wines recently on my wine blog, and I described one of them as being a bit Captain Cavemanish. And for those of you who don't remember Captain Caveman, it was a cartoon back in the 80s. Captain Caveman was a superhero that had one trick. He had a big club that he could fly behind that inevitably failed whenever he needed it to. And I'm using that analogy to describe something that's a bit of a one-trick pony. And while this New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is nice, I have had it nicer. I would have expected better acidity and a much better finish to the wine, but it still is a very nice wine. It's similar, perhaps not as good, but it's similar to the Crossing that I recently, from New Zealand, that I recently reviewed on my blog. Now that got 89 points. I'd probably go 88 points on this. It's still a very solid wine, and one that I think a lot of people will still like. However, it's just not for my palate at the moment. I would prefer something with a bit more zip and acidity to it. So 88 points I would say for this wine. So I think if you want to definitely get out there, and if you haven't already tried some New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, I recommend that you try it. If you go back through my blog, you'll see there's a number of them that I have reviewed recently. And if you go into your local wine retailer, I definitely think they'll be able to recommend something for you, especially here in Galway. All of the retailers are super helpful. So if you go in and just ask, say that you want to try New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc and see what they recommend, They are generally a little more expensive. New Zealand wines tend to be, so that's not the retailer's fault. That's just a countrywide policy that New Zealand has done. They have marketed their wines in that slightly higher price bracket. But if you do try New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, please leave a comment and let me know what you think of it. So hopefully we'll see you again next time on robertfranciswine.ie.